Hello, this is advice that I have to ask from my subscribers and people who comment on my videos. Every time I upload a video, I get a few comments. So, on the comment of this video, if you could answer me, I have a question. How much money should I have in the bank, or how much money should I be making monthly before I do this one really cool thing that I want to do? And that is to paint on my van, say, "I live in my van," and then put also like political slogans on my van, advertising. A lot of people who drive their cars around, they get paid to put advertising on their cars. I haven't actually seen it, but people who are business owners put the advertising on their own cars. And people who are running for president, they put the advertising on their tour buses and advertising. So I could put the advertising of myself on my car, and I wonder why more people don't do that, but also advertising of your political beliefs on your car. I think we should all wear our political beliefs on our shoulder, because it just increases communication and it increases transparency. And the more that you do that, the better off we're going to be. And I'm not even going to get on that because I've talked about it in other videos. But the best way to do that would be advertising on your car. So advertise your political beliefs. So I would write, "I'm living in my car," and then I would be like, "Legalize all drugs," and then I could write like, "Abortion, legalize abortion, legalize gay marriage, and bring the troops back from Iraq. Stop spending 20% of our budget on the military. You should live in your van. Stop genetically modified foods and start with aeroponic, hermetically sealed buildings," and all this kind of stuff, and paint it in really big words in my van. But the reason that I have the question is of like how much money would I have to have is because, I don't know, man, it sounds like kind of a sketchy thing to do. Like, I mentioned that to my mom, and she's like, "What? No!" And a lot of people would probably agree with that. So you'd need some money in case like there's people, because people do have this tendency to be like the enforcers of society. They take it upon themselves to enforce you. You know, like if you're walking around naked, they'll be like, "Oh no," and they'll call the cops, or they'll like punch you, or if you take your shirt off, you know, like if you're in Asia, Northeast Asia, you take your shirt off on a hike in the middle of the mountains, they'll be like, "Put your shirt on." They've got these, like, they're programmed like the Borg, like these drones, to have all this huge list of unwritten societal rules. And if you step from that, like, and it's getting a lot better, which is why I'm asking this question, because it's actually, we're becoming advanced enough to the point where it's conceivable that I would be able to do that and not have to deal with too much crap. Because just as of like, 30 years ago or whatever, if you had long hair, you get arrested in certain parts in America. Or if you put lipstick on and you were a man, you get beat up or killed, like that kid. Or if you're gay, like that kid in Hawaii got beat to death for being gay. Andrew, what's his name? Andrew Shepard. And then that black dude was dragged behind a car until his head came off down there in the South just because he was black, kind of a thing. We're getting more and more tolerant. So it's one of these, so I guess the other part of the question would be, how much money would I have to have in the bank and earn, and also when should I start doing it? What year do you predict it would be possible for me to do that? Because I'd really like to do my part in the whole transparency thing, and that's a really good way to do it. But I would need some money to, if I'm like sleeping in my van and somebody throws a rock at my window, I need the money to replace that window. Or somebody calls the cops on me and I get thrown in jail, I need the money to get bailed out. Or if I end up having to drive all over the place because I can't park in a place for more than like a couple of minutes before somebody calls the cops on me and they make me leave. Like, he has written on his van that he lives in it, and I saw that, so then I'm going to call the cops. So then I have to drive all around. Well, that's extra gas expenses for me. So, oh, and I'd also put Another cool thing to do would put my phone number on the van, and then say call me so I can record our conversation about living in a van and upload it to YouTube. So then anybody calls and I go, oh, cool, here, yeah, what's up? What's the thing about living in the van? You like that? And then they'd be like, yeah, man. And then they could interview me, and then I could film the interview. Or they could call me to be like, hey, man, you suck. Living in vans are stupid because then what if everybody lives in their van? Then it's gonna be Armageddon, And then we could talk about that. So the question is, when do you predict I'd be able to do that, or how much money should I have before I do that? Okay.